Okay, we might be live again. Unfortunately, apparently I missed the entire Bassfield storm because I think the live stream went away. I don't know what happened, but apparently it crashed and it disconnected. And so I've been sitting here talking for the last 30 to 45 minutes, and it didn't matter. So I guess it happens. Unfortunately, we had a tornado hit near Bassfield. Um, we had a tornado on the ground, which is unfortunate that the live stream kind of failed. And so I was sitting here talking to myself for a solid 30 minutes. Everything looked like it was running fine, but then I looked at Facebook and it was like, hey, this is not working. So, yeah, very interesting situation with that. The live stream, we had technical difficulties apparently. Yeah, a tornado hit near Bassfield. I thought I was live for that. I thought I was covering that. Unfortunately, apparently the live stream was not working. But we still have this area of rotation that is off to the east of Collins. This is over the community of Willowtown and Providence, basically over Watts Road and over Pickering Rogers Road right now. You got this new area of rotation over near Station Creek. This is crossing over Highway 84 right now. So this is what we're going to continue to see. We're going to continue to see quick little spin ups. I'll move over to the radar. If we look at velocity, you see area of rotation over Station Creek moving off to the northeast, crossing over Highway 84 right now. Maybe another area of rotation towards Eminence. But overall, the best area or the most likely area of rotation is going to be here near Station Creek. I'll have to review why the internet went down for a second or what happened with that. But unfortunately, it went down, which sucks because that means I lose all of my archive. So once again, I'm sorry that the live stream failed. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that we had that issue. But we're back now. This area of rotation over Station Creek is the most impressive. This will move off towards Shady Oak and along Highway 84. This is probably over the Highway 37, Highway 84 joining right now. Dang, I really sat here for 30 to 45 minutes talking to myself. Oh well, it is what it is. You gotta look back on it and fix it, try to figure out what went wrong. But anyways, like I said, these areas of rotation are very quick. They're very sporadic. Nothing too bad we're seeing right now. Now, I will say that tornado that hit Carson, that hit the community of Carson to the northwest of Bassfield. Now, that looked pretty impressive. That was on the ground for a little bit, it looked like. It didn't look all that bad from the debris radar, but it's hard to tell just by looking at debris radar. The tornado warning up in Jasper County, not worried about it at all. I'll start looking back at the camera now from Laurel. Definitely a very active storm. Very active, lots of lightning as this camera is looking off to the west into this cell that we're looking at right now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Now that I know that we're live again. I know that we can have questions. So, yeah, sorry about all of that. This tornado warning does span into western Jones County. However, I do not expect a tornado on the ground right now. We'd have to wait and see if a tornado spins up again. So in case you're just tuning in, we had a tornado hit in Jefferson Davis County to the northwest of Bassfield, between Prentiss and Bassfield, at the community of Carson. And so we're looking at this area of rotation that's now about to cross into Jones County. It's tightening up again. You can definitely see this area of rotation really starts to tighten back up again. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. This is over the Leaf River community and also over the community of Bethel. Planning that out for you in terms of timing. Hello? Let's see if this thing will work. There we go. This would be over Soso near 515, Laurel near 522, Sandersville near 530. That's for this area of rotation that we're watching. The tornado warning in Jasper County was allowed to expire. Having power outages in Oktibbeha County. So power outages in Oktibbeha County up in North Mississippi. So that's where a big line of storms came through. I don't think there was any severe thunderstorm warnings issued up there, but some strong storms with the power outages. Slightly embarrassing the fact that I posted that there was a tornado on the ground and that we were live, but the live stream wasn't actually working. But I'll make an apology for that. I'll fix that hopefully. At least I know why it broke now. But anyways, this area rotation moving into western Jones County, where there's still areas under a tornado warning for when this system, or for when this cell dropped a tornado over the community of Carson in Jeff Davis County. And so this will be heading up towards Soso possibly, or maybe down towards Pleasant Ridge. Really, you can see any place in this line right here in this big rotating thunderstorm. We can see really a tornado form at any portion of this cell. And it's honestly, this cell has gotten its act back together since it's been struggling the last little bit. So curious to see what happens with this cell. Let's see. So, like I said, this area of rotation moving into Jones County. Not really seeing anything too impressive right now. We've seen thunderstorms rotating all night long and all of the last 24 hours, but a lot of cells struggling to get something to the ground. We did see this cell get a tornado on the ground earlier, but for now, not too worried about it. We can look at the power outages here in just a second. Take a look. We look at the county outages right now. We got a good bit of power outages actually in Jefferson Davis and Covington County, with right at 1,300 customers out in Jeff Davis County, and 1,400 customers out in Covington County. So definitely some strong storms that have gone through there. Lawrence County has power outages. Let's see, I heard Octibaha has about 600 customers out. Atala County has about 12% of its customers out right now. 964 people. Claiborne County with 500 out as well. And so it looks like this cell might be rotating itself back again. Something I was worried about is this cell getting its act back together. All right, so we're back. This area of rotation is now over Bethel, moving over the community of Big Creek, kind of following an area of rotation we saw earlier today. But overall, that area of rotation is still fairly broad. We're going to continue to track. We're going to continue to track these storms. However, this cold front behind these storms is racing off to the south. If I play this, you can see the cold front, this big old line, moving off to the south. That's really, as soon as this cold front meets these storms, it's over. These storms will not have the chance of producing a tornado anymore once this once this line passes. Now, the cold front could still have a little spin up tornado right in front of it, but for the most part, the odds of that are still fairly low. Here's the area of rotation going over the community of Big Creek right now. This tornado warning, remember, this tornado warning was for the cell earlier. This cell in this storm does not have a tornado with it right now, but it can definitely produce a tornado again at some point. I want to apologize for my lack of energy this morning. It's just been a very long weather event, to say the least. Normally our weather events don't last for over 24 hours, if we're just going to be honest. Let's plan that out once again. Let's put this as a linear storm mode. If this continues off to the northeast like it's going, this will be going over so-so. This will be going over, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the time. This will be going over so-so in about 9 minutes. This is over Big Creek now, going over Pleasant Ridge at 5:17, Spring Hill 5:19, Laurel 5:24, Shady Grove 5:24, Sandersville 5:33, and then Ucutta 5:44. Let's go back to the Laurel Sky Cam real quick. This is a live feed of this storm moving closer and closer into Jones County. And so these storms only have so much more time until they get caught by this cold front. And now, one thing is, this cold front does produce a good bit of what is the word for it? It produces a good amount of, what am I looking for? Forcing for these storms to fire up one last time right in front of the line. So I'm going to continue to look at that here in the next few minutes. But I mean, this cold front will probably cross over in the next 40 minutes to an hour, maybe. We'll see the cold front catch up with this line of storms, and then as soon as that cold front crosses over these line of storms, it's pretty much over. So let's go back to the cell now and see what we're looking at. Sorry, trying to figure out which button I'm supposed to press. And so here's your big broad area of circulation, which spans all the way down. What am I saying? Which spans basically from Highway 28 all the way down to Big Creek. But overall, for the most part, the most concerning area of rotation would be over Big Creek right now. Remember, we have a flash flood warning that spans from McGee to Brookhaven, down into Macomb, Magnolia, and Liberty, Mississippi. Big old flash flooding risk there as rain just continues and continues and continues to pour down in southwestern Jones County. So like I said, I don't think there's been a tornado on the ground with this cell for a good bit of time at this point. I'm just going to continue to watch this cell as it continues to move into Jones County. Trying to see what's going on right now. If you hear me going quiet, it's mainly because I'm trying to find information on the storms right now, which I can't really do and talk at the same time because we don't really have a great system to get that figured out just yet. I want to point out that luckily we have easily passed 10,000 followers. Thank you to everybody that made that possible today. That's not my main concern right now. I'm very happy to have passed 10,000 followers, but we have a few more storms left on this system that I'm just trying to hold out and make it through. It has been a long day. I say day, it's 5 a.m. the next day, but it's been a long last, let's say, 32 hours, 36 hours. It has been a long event for me, to say the least. I mean, like I said, I mean, after these storms pass, I'm about to go to sleep for like 8 hours. My sleep schedule is about to be all messed up. Oh, man. They just issue a new severe thunderstorm warning? I think they did. Yes, severe thunderstorm warning. Did that just get issued at 5:12 a.m.? Yeah, this got issued 3 minutes ago. Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Jones County, for portions of Jasper County, and then portions of Clark, portions of southwestern Clark County. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4 size hail. Tornado warning will more than likely be allowed to expire here in the next few minutes. 15 minutes left on that warning, but it might be allowed to expire. But we do see an area of rotation increasing to the west of Calhoun. This is about to cross over Highway 29. Let's see how many miles it is to the cold front now. The cold front is about 22 miles, behind the storms currently. And if we just play that back and we look at even, let's see, right now it's 5:15. If we look at 4:45 a.m., how far behind was those storms? It's roughly 32 miles. And so it looks like this cold front's gaining about 10 miles every 30 minutes on these storms. So we could see this cold front overtake. I'm not even showing it. We could see the cold front overtake this line of storms within the next hour. You can see the cold front defined by, sorry. You can see this cold front defined by the big old wall of red. That's going to be your cold front. And as soon as that cold front takes over these prefrontal storms, the tornado threat will diminish exponentially. I'm just waiting for my phone to start going off with this little blip of rotation moving closer and closer towards Laurel. It's about to cross over Highway 29. I'm watching it little by little, because if this tightens up, it could easily become another tornado warning, and then all of a sudden my phone's going to jump scare me for the next tornado warning. Y'all are ready to see me jump at any second. If they issue a tornado warning and it goes off, man, I'm just telling you, that alert, that default alert on the iPhone or whatever it is, that thing scares me. I jump. It literally makes me jump. I guess that's kind of what it's meant to do, but oh my word, that alarm scares me. That area of rotation quickly broadened out. That was near Calhoun. Looking at the correlation coefficient, which is our debris radar, I'm obviously seeing nothing. And so, yeah, heavy rain should be moving into Laurel fairly soon. This good bit of heavy rain in northwestern Jones County. You get some more storms off to the west that span through Collins, just west of Columbia, west of Tylertown, and currently raining pretty heavily in Magnolia and then down into Louisiana. But yeah, welcome to January. the beginning of the severe weather season. This is, for a meteorologist, this is one of the more, people think it's boring. It's definitely very challenging in terms of forecasting. It's very hard to get these January storms figured out because it's like you have one ingredient that might be missing that maybe it comes together and supports tornadoes, maybe it goes away and takes away a threat. Very difficult to forecast January systems, especially here in the South. They are very hard to forecast properly. But I do believe a slight risk was probably the proper risk for this system. Is the live stream still up? Can I get clarification that the live stream is still working? Can someone say something in chat? All right, here we have 16 people watching on Facebook. Can anyone hear me? Like, is the stream still working? Sorry, I saw that I apparently cut out for a little bit. Internet is apparently hit or miss here, unfortunately. I do not have as consistent of internet here as I do whenever I'm in Starkville, but I think it fixed itself, so I think we're good now. So that area of rotation we were looking at has definitely broadened out now. You have a big area that's trying to rotate next to each other, but not really rotating, just winds going in a little bit of opposite directions, spanning from Moss all the way down towards Service and Spring Hill. All right, that's good. Good to know that the live stream is working how it should be. Thank you all. I've been dealing with a few technical difficulties. I know that some of those technical difficulties we can't really help with this morning. I know that we had the technical difficulties with the radar program itself. I really can't control that one. Sometimes we have issues with servers connecting and computers connecting, and it happens. Definitely had some internet. I've definitely had some internet problems tonight, but that should be fixed when I go back to Starkville in about a day and a half, really. But live streams will continue when I move back to Starkville. I have my setup here in Sandersville while I'm home for winter break, but I guess luckily or unfortunately, we moved back to Starkville. We were going to move back today on Saturday, but since I'm so tired and I need to sleep, we're not going to Starkville today. I'm not driving 2.5 hours today. I'm going to sleep after these storms pass. Now I will say, there's definitely no rotation with this storm anymore. But I guarantee you, if you're getting hit by this cell, like if you're in Moss, if you're in Spring Hill, definitely for areas of North Laurel like Shady Grove and Hoy, it is going to get pretty windy fairly fast. You have a big outflow push happening with this system or happening with this cell. And so what this is happening is you're getting lots of winds from behind the storm. So like this, you're getting lots of winds pushing from the west. And so you're going to get a big surge of wind here. It's going to get fairly windy in portions of North Laurel, portions of southern Jasper County. You're going to get a big old push of wind here. You do have all of this air that is trying to flow up into the system. But here's what's happening is this air that's moving into the system is more than likely warmer. So, more than likely warmer. So it's just moving up over it and causing rain right now. It's really not spinning very well. But I guarantee you will see a big old push of air from the west. And so it's probably getting fairly windy along that Highway 15 corridor. One thing I will be doing after all these live streams get done is I will probably be taking suggestions on how we can fix the live streams, how we can make them better, maybe also things that we did good, maybe things you liked. Just getting feedback from people around the area. Yeah, I mean, maybe next time I won't think that I have a live stream going whenever there's a tornado on the ground. That was a fairly bad mistake, but it happens, unfortunately. Unfortunately, apparently, the internet went out for a second and it disconnected. And so, while I thought I was live during a tornado on the ground, unfortunately, I was not. But hopefully, nobody got injured over in Jefferson Davis County, over near Carson. Well, this is really one of the final things I'm looking at. I mean, we're going to continue to stay here for about the next 30 minutes. I'm just kind of keeping it on for the next little bit. That cold front has now reached a good bit of storms in the southern section. I mean, we're about to see not really any development have any chance here before too long, because let me do this. Let me use the color black. Here's your cold front about right here. And as soon as the storm's out on the right side of the cold front, so you have area 2 out here, you have area 1 over here. Once area 1 passes area 2, your chances for tornadoes is really just going to go away. And so that's really what we're trying to hopefully see, is this cold front race off to the south and passing over the individual cells that are ahead of the line. Like I said, if you're in North Laurel, if you're in Shady Grove, Hoy, or if you're in southern Jasper County, towards County Road 23, County Road 8, you're going to see a big push of wind. It's going to feel very gusty. You're going to hear probably the roof creaking, if I'm going to be honest. You're seeing a big push of outflow from the system, which is going to definitely make it feel like, or make it sound like, there's potentially a tornado outside. Don't be worried about it. It's more than likely just some heavy straight line winds, because no area of rotation has formed in that area. Oh boy. We just got to push through. I probably look tired. I'm sorry if I look tired. Yeah, I probably look tired. We'll go back to the Laurel, Mississippi sky cam. Luckily, storms look like they're going off to the north of Laurel. But yeah, an early morning here in Jones County, but luckily not like we had yesterday. Yesterday we were definitely talking about more of a potential for tornadoes than we have had this morning. Hard to tell with some of these radars where the cold front has made it. But the cold front is, if I drew a line, I can slightly see where it is, and it's right through, I'll do a big line here. It's right through here. So really all these storms are about to completely get their energy cut off, which is very good, which is going to basically end this severe weather event that we've had this morning. We did have one tornado touchdown, at least some gusty winds, some flash flooding. And so luckily, that cold front's going to come through and eliminate that severe weather potential. Little area of rotation forming here to the west of Bonner. We'll continue to look at this. This will probably only last for a scan or so. But just babysitting the radar here for a few more minutes before we go off the air and we call it an event, which I will be grateful to do. After how long? How long? About 36 hours. It felt like it has been. Plenty of lightning with these storms that are moving through. So if it gets pretty colorful outside, just know a lot of these storms will have lightning with them. It looks like the final little area of rotation that we might have for the day will probably be this little area of rotation up here nearing Heidelberg. And that's one of the areas we started the day with, might be one of the areas we end the day with. Yeah, but definitely a supercell you can see here with the radar. I'll highlight this area in blue. You can see kind of a supercell shape right here in the radar. And so that's why I'm going to say that this might be the final area of rotation that we are, the final really big area of rotation that we see with this system for the rest of the day. Oh boy. I'm going to look at the velocity real quick to see where that cold front has made it. That cold front probably expanding. Oh, there it is. It has made it probably about 10, 15 miles away from these storms so far. If I get a roller out, 16 miles away from this storm. And it will start making impacts fairly soon in terms of cutting off these this system's energy. Like, for example, if we look towards Colombia, that cold front is now roughly 10 miles away, 5-10 miles away. And so we'll see those storms down here towards Colombia really tear apart here, probably starting about right now, which is why I'm not really focusing on any of the storms down here. Storms down farther south have already been caught by the cold front. which means that their odds of developing are kind of low. And usually we talk about how usually you have that cold front, you have a QLCS or a squall line, that you have a kind of a tornado risk, a spin up tornado risk. We're not really seeing that um, with this squall line, more of because the thermodynamics and not the thermodynamics, the kinematics in the atmosphere do not look favorable for that, for those storms along the squall line. Oh boy. Has been a long event, everyone. Not signing off just yet, but I think our tornado threat may um, be officially ending here within the next few minutes, um, which is great for me. I'll get to go to sleep until 2 p.m. tonight, or 2 p.m. this afternoon, hopefully. Anyways, like I said, I'm staying with it just a few more minutes. I don't want to go offline, and then all of a sudden an area of rotation comes, and then everyone's like, "What's going on?" I mean, because you do have this area of rotation, definitely the last area of rotation of the day, near Heidelberg. Looking back at the sky cam here in Laurel, this sky cam looks good. This is an interesting looking sky cam. Now look at that shelf. Wow, look at that shelf cloud. That is a impressive looking shelf cloud. Looking from the Laurel sky cam. Wow. So what you're looking at right there, a shelf cloud. Sorry, it's called a shelf cloud, which is going to be the leading edge of these storms of these. Well, I guess some of them are supercells that is moving into the region. Looks as if it's about to start raining here pretty fast. It's about to get pretty windy. I could lose power here in a few minutes. Just let you know, if I lose power, I will not come back live tonight. I will probably text a message and say that I lost power. But at this point, if I lose power, I'm not really too worried about any of these cells for the rest of the night. So if I lose power, just know I'm done for the night if I lose power. Not seeing anything with the correlation coefficient, which is really what we use as a debris radar. But this area of rotation is moving over Heidelberg right now, moving off to the east northeast. And so for most of everybody else that's not near Heidelberg, you will get some heavy storms move through tonight. Gonna have gusty winds, and some heavy rain and lightning. But for the most part, the tornado threat is not there really anymore. Let me double check something. The tornado threat's not there farther south anymore. Still watching this cell near Heidelberg because, wow, that actually looks kind of impressive. I kind of expect them to go tornado warned on this Heidelberg storm just really quickly because that has spun up really fast. Not seeing anything on the debris, on the debris radar. But for the most part, we're done. Lawrence County, yeah, Lawrence County, you're fine. You're going to have some heavier rain and some lightning remaining in the area, but that will start dying off very soon. Yeah, you're fine in Lawrence County. Your severe weather threat is done. I'll actually give a go. I'll give an all clear sign here soon. But wow, look at that in Heidelberg. If you're in Heidelberg right now, I'd probably be in a safe spot. That is not looking very great at the moment. Brookhaven, you're in the same boat. I mean, you're done. Storms have passed. You are fine in Brookhaven. This is really the last area of rotation that we have seen. Like I said, if you have been sitting around watching me this morning for severe weather coverage, sorry for the technical difficulties we had. I really thought I was live and it wasn't live for a while. I'm very sorry about that, and very sorry about my lack of energy this morning. Um, it's been a long time. Like I said, I woke up at 4 o'clock. I woke up at 4 a.m. yesterday tracking storms. Went live at 5. Only slept for 3.5 hours yesterday. And then today I maybe took a small nap. It didn't really change anything. I took it out for maybe an hour and a half. So yeah, I'm personally exhausted. But we're gonna keep striving forward. It's severe weather season. I'm gonna continue to give severe weather coverage. And we're gonna hopefully fix. We gotta wrinkle out them stains. What wrinkle out stains? That's not it. We gotta what we. What am I saying? It's too late. I say too late. It's too early in the morning for this now. We gotta. I don't even know at this point. I can't even think of words right now. But like I said, this area of rotation over Heidelberg, it looked impressive for a quick second. Um, but now it looks as if that has kind of gone away for now. I'm gonna go back to this Laurel camera real quick. Just oh my word, that is just some beautiful camera work right there. Looking from Laurel as these storms start moving in. Severe thunderstorm warning now with a tornado possible tag. Ooh, we don't normally like to see velocity doing that. Normally, it's not a good thing whenever you have velocity. But let me show you. Normally, it's not a good thing whenever you have reds and greens kind of going into each other like that. That usually means that rotation is tightening up. And so this storm, like I said, it only has a few more minutes before that cold front really comes through and wipes it out. Wow, what a lightning show in Laurel. Now this Laurel camera, these clouds are moving right over this camera now, so it's about to really start raining there in Laurel. You're gonna see this camera go from this view right here um to covered in rain fairly quickly. I'll leave that up there in the corner. I keep looking at the correlation coefficient because that'll tell us if these storms near Heidelberg keep rotating. Or I say keep rotating, get anything on the ground. And honestly, the velocity still looks fairly strong. And it's hard to tell if this is picking up anything. But a severe thunderstorm warning is still in place for this area with a tornado possible tag. Let's see. Let's wait for this thing to go away real quick. We still got only a few more minutes with this. Go back to the camera now. You can see quickly in the distance that rain curtain getting closer and closer and closer very fast. Visibility about to drop very quickly for this camera that is up in Laurel. You're wondering why I'm looking down here, just remember this is where the TV with the camera is. It's down here on the floor, so I have to look down there to see it. Oh, look at that. That is a sharp. That is a tight couplet. Let's look. Yeah, this is a tight velocity couplet moving over Stafford Springs. This is near Goodwater over County Road 250. Like I said, still kind of surprised this has not been tornado warned. Not seeing anything on correlation coefficient that is saying that anything's on the ground, but definitely something to watch. I mean, look at that. That is a strong couplet. Wow, I'd be shocked that I'm shocked that there's nothing on the ground or there's no tornado warning. That looks rough heading up towards Quitman. Yeah, but look at that. That is one impressive. Yeah, there it is. Tornado warning finally got issued. Radar indicated tornado warning for Clark County. So we're not done just yet. We're not done just yet. Clark County now has a tornado warning. This includes Quitman. Let's see what we got here. We've been watching this little cell. I've been saying this is the last cell of the day, and it sure is fighting to be the last cell of the day. It wants to produce. And so, if I can move this just a little bit, let's retry that. Very impressive couplet. This will be near equipment at 6:05, so you're about 15 minutes away. But yes, the velocity signature, fairly impressive. Still not seeing any conclusive signs of anything here near Clark County. Power starting to flicker here, so I'm hoping I don't lose power. But yeah, golly, stuff's starting to flicker. We'll keep going as long as I have power. But definitely a very impressive velocity couplet there. Switch over to the mobile radar, give us a different little angle of this. Yeah, even the mobile radar is a little higher in the atmosphere, showing a very kind of tight area of rotation as well. This is a radar indicated tornado warning for Clark County. And just remember that this is not confirmed by radar yet. Show a fairly tight velocity couplet. If we look here and I look and see what it is, we have we have negative 49 next to 58. Negative 49 next to 58. That's about a 110 mile an hour velocity couplet, which is a very tight area of rotation. Still not seeing anything via the correlation coefficient, which is good. We don't see debris being lofted right now. That's what we like to. That's what we like to see on radar. We don't want to see debris being lofted. But man, oh man, that is one of the better velocity signatures we have seen all day, or all event, I should say, not all day, all event. Flash flood warning now in effect for Jones County as well, and portions of Forest County. Looks like the area of rotation is starting to broaden out now for that cell in Clark County, which is good. That's what we kind of want to see. We want to see the area of rotation broaden out before it gets to a populated area like Quitman. Oh boy. Definitely some heavy storms moving through the area here. That is spanning from Jasper County into Jones County into Covington County, Jeff Davis County, and then down into Marion and Walthall counties as well. We have one tornado warning right now, if you're just tuning in. One tornado warning. And that is in Clark County, where we had an area of rotation right over Heidelberg that really came together. But now since that area of rotation has broadened out a good bit, nothing has showed up on the correlation coefficient for now, which doesn't necessarily mean everything, because we saw in Laurel earlier today a tornado without a correlation coefficient being present, but also that tornado also had some radar signature with it. Very cool stuff that we had in Laurel. Luckily, no one was injured. But yeah, still a big area of rotation over the community of Nancy right now. As the storm passed Smithdale, Mississippi. Let me figure out where Smithdale is. I know where many cities are here in Mississippi, but I can't say I remember where Smithdale is. Oh, that's over in it's over there near Butte over there. Yeah, that's between Butte and Macomb. Yeah, you're fine on that side of the state. Yeah, if you're in Smithdale, you are perfectly fine. You might see a little bit of rain left, but you aren't going to see really anything major for the rest of the night. So yes, in Smithdale, you're fine. Sorry. Golly, the yawns are really getting to me now, I guess. I wasn't tired earlier, but man, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tired right now. I'm ready to get a green screen, maybe get a setup going on. Um, at some point, that'd be really nice to have for our severe weather coverage. Are we back? Did I come back? Do I have signal? Are we here? Can anyone hear me? I hear we're dropping frames. Um, let's see. Are we catching up? See what's going on. If you can hear me, please put something in the chat. I know I just had a whole internet problem go through. Okay, you can hear me. That's good. Um, sorry, I had a notification come over on my computer that we disconnected. Okay, internet had a moment there. Um, internet's going in and out for a second, so I'm gonna try to watch that. I mean, if you look at the sky cam from Laurel, you can obviously see major storms coming through here in Jones County. Um, definitely some heavy wind and some heavy rain. So that's probably what's going on for the most part right now. It looks like the squall line has started to really take over the line now, which is something you really like to see. This is slightly transitioning into a QLCS type event. Um, However, since it's in a transitional phase, it really limits tornado development while that is going on. Hmm. Hmm. Oh boy. And that velocity is still there in some aspects over the communities of Nancy and Hale. This is moving off to the south, going to cross over the community of DeSoto, and also going to cross possibly just south of Quitman. But if you're in Quitman, be aware there is a rotating thunderstorm right next to you right now. Here's what the velocity looks like from the Jackson radar. It's looking a little different. We might have had a quick little spin up in there. The wave velocity looked real quick. Oh, this is an observed tornado warning. There was a tornado on the ground here in Clark County. I don't know how it's observed. I mean, maybe it looked like it was radar observed. So confirmed tornado on the ground in Clark County. See, I thought it was confirmed with velocity because, yeah, you can see it right here. That's an obvious tornado that touched down near County Road 250. And so whenever you look at a broad area of rotation like this and you see kind of this area, very tight area of rotation, move off into the storm very quickly, that's usually a telltale sign of a quick, brief tornado happening. So yeah, that they now have that labeled as a observed tornado in Clark County. I'm not really seeing it with velocity. Maybe I need to go up higher in the atmosphere. But yes, we have a confirmed tornado in Clark County. So, um, if you're in Quitman, be in your safe spot, because this thing could spin up another tornado really quickly. But yeah, very big area of rotation, just to the south of Quitman, about to cross over Highway 45 right now. So yeah, no, as soon as I saw the velocity from the Jackson radar, I was like, that looks like a tornado on velocity. And it was very, very obviously a tornado in the velocity. And you can ask me, how do you know that? It's just, it feels more than obvious to me. Like, yeah, we go from right here where we see a strong area of rotation. We'll move it over one more frame to the next frame. The next frame, you still have that strong area of rotation near the same part of the storm. We move to one more frame, and then all of a sudden, that same area we were looking at now has some very bright colors right next to each other. We move over one more frame, and it still has a very tight little signature there on radar. And then as we continue on a few more frames, the cell starts moving off back to the north, which is typical of a quick spin up tornado. Kind of spins back into the system. And so it kind of curves sort of like that back into the cell. And that's just kind of how these quick little spin up tornadoes work. Jackson radar showing a very broad area of rotation, um, still over southwestern Clark County. If you're in Quitman, be in your safe spot. This will be crossing over um, through Quitman soon. See if I can find anything in regards to this sale. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything right now. I'm not seeing anything in terms of reports right now for damage, but this is still an observed tornado in Clark County. Treat this as if there's a tornado on the ground. about to move through Quitman. Let's take a look at the power outages right now, real quick. Look at the county outages. One of the counties with the most out is Amite County with 998 out, but that's 11% of their customers. Claiborne County, 10% of their customers out. Atala County, 13% of their customers out. Jasper County currently has 11% of their customers out right now, and then Clark County has 3.6% of customers out of power right now. These storms in South Mississippi have now been called up to by the cold front. You can see it right now, that interaction taking place. And luckily, that will be cutting down on the tornado risk throughout the rest of the morning. Going back to the Laurel Skycam, just blinded by rain right now. Back to the radar, you still have that tornado warning in Clark County. So this area of rotation is really broadened out once again. See what the Mobile radar shows about that. Mobile is still showing a tight area of rotation here. With this storm still going south of Quitman, that is now crossing over the community of DeSoto and crossing over Highway 45 outside of Quitman. We have another area of rotation forming with this cell going through central Clark County to the south of Quitman. It is over Highway 18 right now. It's all embedded in a big old blob of rain and lightning right now. I'm not really too worried about this cell much anymore. The only thing that has me worried about it just a little bit is the Mobile radar, which is a little higher up in the atmosphere. And so I'll wait a few more minutes before going off air. And this time I actually mean it. I will go off air at some point here in the next few minutes. Laurel, Mississippi, currently moving through at a short or in a fast amount of time. In a short amount of time, I should say. My bad. Okay. Now that this cell in Clark County does not really look all that favorable to support severe weather. It also looks as if the cold front has now caught up to the cells. So I think for the most part, the tornado risk is done for the day. Still looking just for a second. I mean, you have 70-mile-an-hour inflow winds into this storm, 76-mile-an-hour inflow winds, but not really any outflow winds catching into this storm. So I'm not really too worried about this anymore. So I'm going to call it a live stream. I can't really go for much longer. I'm completely tired. Thank you for everybody that tuned in this morning and yesterday as we covered this severe weather event. It means a lot to me. We really blew up on social media just a little bit and we gained a lot of followers. Not that it's really all about the followers, but I am very thankful for people trusting in me. We will continue to do more severe weather coverage as we go on. I'll do some forecasts for the future. And just thank you for trusting Magnolia State Weather, and we will continue working on making our live streams even better. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for showing up, and I hope